I've watched guys stay stuck for years because they're more loyal to their friends and their comfort circle than they are to their actual calling. They laugh at their goals, but they have a common past and they feel comfortable around these people. A lot of times we stay so comfortable in a place where we can't leave because we don't think we're going to have the support.
Yo, Big D in the house, baby. Relentless execution, you already know. This is for the dream chasers, the grinders, the doers. Let's get it. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up, now they all know the name. Big D.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Big D Podcast. This is episode number 57. Today we're going to talk about the power of proximity, why your circle determines your ceiling. Welcome back to the Big D Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Sachkowsky, and you already know what we stand for: wealth, freedom, and relentless execution. Wealth's all about building financial power through your structure, system, and your disciplines. Freedom's all about building freedom on your own time, for your own schedule, and for your future. That way you can live life the way that you've designed it. And relentless execution is all about showing up when you don't feel like it and making things happen. Before we dive in, guys, make sure you hit subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Leave a review so we can keep growing our platform. The way that we get the message out is by you sharing our message and getting it out to other people. So 75% of you who watch the Big D Podcast aren't even subscribed. And guys, listen, if you're all ready to get around winners and you're ready to get around people who are winning and going further in 2026, leaders, entrepreneurs, people who are actually doing the work, that's what this episode's about. It's about being around the right people, your proximity, and why your circle is either going to build you or it's going to bury you. So let's be real here. Most people say they want to win, but they don't even understand what winning is because they're surrounded by losers. They hang around with people who complain more than they create, and people who spend time with people who hate their job, hate their life, complain about everything going on, complain about their spouses, and just always complain about why life is not what it should be. And these people bash their jobs, they bash their wives, and they just brag about mediocrity. This is not a place you should be if you want to be a winner. You should be hanging out with people who have direction instead of people who have distraction. People who are full of distraction and indirection, you should be spending time with people who know the direction they're going in. Here's the truth, that you can't build a 7-figure life hanging around 5-figure habits. You can't develop a millionaire mindset if you're hanging out with a bunch of quitters and complainers. The problem here is proximity and not understanding what you have in your proximity and realizing that your proximity is your power. It's either going to help grow you or it's going to help you die right in the place that you already are. So if you're too close to the wrong people, you have to get out of that place. I've watched guys stay stuck for years because they're more loyal to their friends and their comfort circle than they are to their actual calling. They won't leave their bar crew. They won't leave people who they've maybe grew up with because they laugh at their goals, but they have a common past and they feel comfortable around these people. People won't distance themselves from family who say, hey, you're too ambitious, or your dreams are too big, or you're crazy. Why don't you just relax and just do what you're doing and understand that dreams are for people that are on the other side. A lot of times we stay so comfortable in a place where we can't leave because we don't think we're going to have the support. We don't think people are actually going to engage with us. So we'd rather stay small and hang around with those people who we're super familiar with. A lot of people won't invest in rooms because they feel out of place. They feel like, people who are doing better than them and they don't feel like they belong. I remember, growing up in personal development over the last 20 plus years, being intimidated to get in some of these rooms, to, buy a ticket to go to an event or show up to an event. I really wasn't sure who was going to be there. I wasn't sure how to dress. I wasn't sure how to present myself. But one thing I was sure of was that I wanted to change. And I knew I wasn't going to change doing the things I was doing. So I had to become certainly uncomfortable with being in a place where I was unfamiliar. But I knew that it was going to take me to a place where I wasn't going to be stuck. It was going to bring me around people who were super achievers, people who were leveling up. So just understand that you can't level up if you're constantly trying to fit in with people who aren't willing to grow. The people closest to you are either pulling you forward or they're holding you back from your big dreams. And most men are not being held back because of any other reason but dead weight. Like people not believing in them trying to ask other people about their goals and clarify, hey, am I thinking outside the box? Is this not me? Should I not be here? Should I not be thinking this way? And what we do as men is we try to ask other people their opinion about our dreams, about where we want to go and the things that we want to do. And oftentimes it leads to us wanting people to talk us out of it or confirming that we're crazy. Hey guys, quick interruption to the show. We have Joe and Micah here from Ability Tree. Joe, why don't you share with us what you do at Ability Tree?
Hey, yeah, thank you, Dan. So we come alongside families impacted by disability by providing rest, recreation, education, support, and training, basically bringing families impacted by disability out of isolation into community.
Awesome. Hey guys, after this video, you're going to see a link in the caption. Make sure you check out Ability Tree and check out his mission here with Micah. Awesome. When I started building my businesses back 26 years ago, I had friends who loved me, but they weren't builders. They didn't understand. They didn't understand that I worked on weekends. I didn't go to parties, why I was reading business books, why I stopped drinking, why I chose discipline over distraction. They just couldn't understand. They told me I was boring. I never came around. I didn't do things. They told me I changed. I said, yeah, I did because I had to. I had to change. I had to stop doing what everyone was doing because I didn't want what everyone had. And I come to find out that, some of those friends years later were sleeping on their parents' couch, and I had my first house, and, I had 2 kids, and I was growing a family, and I was doing things, and, they were stuck being indecisive. They were stuck not knowing where to go because they didn't want to go out there and step outside their comfort zone. College isn't for everyone, partying isn't for everyone, but it seems like everyone wants to go in that direction. Everyone wants to try it. I never tried any of that stuff. I missed, all those drinking ages from 17 to 21 because I was super focused on wanting to become successful, wanting to do bigger things. And I started surrounding myself with better people. And I'm not saying my friends weren't good people. I just started surrounding myself with better people who had better visions, better understandings, bigger futures, and understood where they were going and weren't just trying to show up if they showed up, because that wasn't me. So the turning point was when I started getting into rooms with people who were already doing what I wanted to do, bigger goals, bigger deals, bigger visions, bigger impact. That's the place I felt like I belong. It was super uncomfortable at first, but I realized that I wasn't the smartest guy in the room anymore, and that's exactly what I needed to grow. And still today, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I always make sure that, I'm somewhere in a place where I'm positioned to be able to learn in every situation I'm in and every place where I am. So if you're walking into the right rooms, you're going to be able to see what's possible because people are going to be elevated. People are going to be higher than you, achieving more than you. And you start expecting more for yourself and from yourself when you start doing this stuff, when you start seeing people who are elevating, not people who have a common past, but people who have a common future, people who are growing and show you possibility that maybe you can't see inside your circle. Quick pause though, guys. If this is hitting home for you, and it's making you feel something like that, you have to ask yourself, let's reflect. Who's in your circle? Who's challenging you? Who's making you better? And if you don't have that circle, what I've done for you and everyone listening is I've built what I call the 7-figure blueprint mastermind. It's a 7-figure syndicate mastermind. I do live events in New Jersey, live events in Florida, like-minded people who are on a mission to do bigger things. So New Jersey and Florida for entrepreneurs and leaders who refuse to settle, people who want to grow with other people who want to grow, brotherhood, accountability, execution, everything in one room in one place. So you can check it out at bigdmastermind.com. New Jersey's just about sold out. Florida's about 50% on its way to be sold out. So West Palm Beach, Florida, and then Monmouth County, New Jersey. So all right, back to the show here. Let's break down the framework for you so you understand what you need to do. The first thing you need to do is you need to audit your environment. Look at the 5 closest people in your world, and if you look at them, here's what you can see. You can see your future. It's predictable. Where these people are, what these people are doing is exactly where you're going to be. And if they're not where you want to go, what you need now is you need new proximity. The second thing you have to do is you have to upgrade your conversations. A lot of people don't understand how valuable it is to upgrade a conversation. Talk less about people and more about purpose. If your circle's talking about growth, business, faith, and impact, then you're in the right rooms. If your circle isn't talking about growth, business, faith, and impact, then you're in the wrong room. You're around the wrong people. The third thing is invest to elevate. This is where a lot of people fall short. Most people will invest in a sports game, a vacation, a car, and put themselves in debt so they can feel and look the part. But they'll never invest in themselves to become a better human, to learn more, to grow more, and be in a position to win and earn more, because you're putting yourself in a position to by investing in yourself and becoming that person who's able to achieve that. So you don't find luck by being in the right rooms, okay? You become lucky after you work hard to get through the right rooms, right? So you buy your way through commitment. So you invest in yourself, you commit to yourself, you commit to the growth, and everything starts to happen. Every mastermind, every coaching program, every event that I ever joined has paid off and paid me dividends because I took it serious, because I invested in myself, because I wasn't looking for the freebie. You know, I literally just came back from an event. It cost me like $2,000 just to go to the event for like 6 hours. Fly there, fly back, shot up the event, and there for 6 hours cost me $2,000. But the value that I got from that event, it was probably about $100,000, $150,000 experience for the connections I made, the networking I did, and what was to come after those events, and being invited to be at other events, speaking with other people on larger stages, which is going to grow my audience, which is going to grow my coaching platform. It's going to grow everything because I positioned myself. I invested for the future. I didn't invest for the outcome today. Most people say, oh, well, I put some time in. I had a client who's like, oh, I went to these couple things and, I didn't get anything from it. When you go to things and you meet people and you invest in people and you build relationships, there's not a quick return. It's a long-term return that you have to look for, and the investment for the opportunity to be able to be around the right people, build the right relationships, not looking for that quick turn. It doesn't work like that. So the next thing you have to do is you have to be of value. That's super important. When you enter a room, you have to bring value before you ask for it. You need to give something before you want to receive. So the wrong attitude is like, hey, I went to these couple things and I got nothing out of it. Well, what did you bring to the marketplace? Therefore, the marketplace can give you something back. If you didn't bring any value, but you were only expecting something, oftentimes nothing's going to happen. Show up prepared, show up hungry, and ready to learn, and be built and build around strong men, strong women in big circles, because this is going to take you to a place where you start to elevate in your life. The fifth thing is cut dead weight. One of the hardest things for people to do. You can't fly if you're carrying anchors. Understand, if you're anchored to the ground, you're never going to be able to take off. Love people from a distance if you have to. I don't tell you to forget about anybody in your life. I don't tell you to unlove people. You can still love them, but you don't have to surround yourself with them all the time, especially if they're not elevating you. You can't do this if you want people to stay with you that are holding you back. They're just going to keep you average. But you have to learn to let go if you want to become above average or above your average. I've seen it with clients, people who've joined my mastermind and literally tripled their revenue in months because they finally had an accountability network. They finally started talking to people and having conversations with people who thought the same way, and coming up to me saying, Dan, this is crazy. I never saw myself in a room where people were going in the same direction. I was always fighting. I was always looking for direction because everybody was throwing me off track. But I was able to surround myself with people who had a vision, who had a future, and were actually diving into the same things I was diving into, and it was super impactful for me. So people tell me this stuff based on being in the right environments, surrounding themselves with the right people. One of my clients from Florida went, from barely breaking 6 figures to having a 7-figure month within 18 months of operation because he sat at the table with winners. There's a big difference when you surround yourself with influential people. And the conversations you have, you start to say, instead of I wish, to one day, or not me, to it's going to happen. And you start the way that you think, because you start putting yourself in a place where you see other people winning. You're having conversations with these people, and it's no longer far from your reach because you can see that it's possible because of the network that you're surrounding yourself with. Another guy in Jersey said he stopped hiding behind his crew and started leading his company like the CEO. Those were his words exactly. He said, Dan, being in a room with the guys who were actually ahead of me changed my entire identity. That's huge. That's the power of proximity. You borrow belief until you build it yourself, but you borrow it from the right people. So here's your challenge this week. Write down the names of 5 people you spend the most time with. then ask yourself one question. Are they fuel or are they friction? Because if they're not pushing you forward, they're holding you back. Whether you want to admit it or not, this is the truth. You need to get in the right rooms with the right people. You have to invest in yourself. You have to raise your standards, and your circle will then start to rise with you, and you'll be able to elevate. So make sure you join the movement. If you're looking to get in front of the right people, make sure you connect with me. 7-Figure Syndicate Mastermind. So bigdmastermind.com. Check it out. Make sure you apply. Rates are going up. The longer, right before we close up, as soon as we sell out, we sell out. But every single month, the closer we get to the new year, the rates are going to go up. So make sure that you apply and you get the discounted rate. One-on-one coaching. If you're looking to be coached, you could see testimonials from my clients. You could talk to my clients. You could, just see the transformation of people from 30 days to people from, 12 to 18 months and what's happening in their life. BigDcoaching.com/one-on-one. You're going to be able to see transformation, and I can guarantee a 3x in business over the next 12 months as long as you're disciplined enough to be able to go out there and do the work that you need to do. Listen, you're going to work anyway. Over the next 12 to 18 months, you're going to work anyway. But why not work in a place where you can have guaranteed results, have someone guiding you and coaching you, taking you where you need to be without hitting those potholes, without getting those flat tires and trying to figure out what the next move is. One thing I love is like when I talk to my clients or I text my clients and then they send me a message back and, thanks coach, thanks Dan, and it's just a little transformation. One thought just changes direction. Like maybe they're feeling a certain way. And then just from a conversation, now clarity is there. Now the guidance is there. Oftentimes we're stuck. We always know how we want to go and how we want to get there, but we just don't have the right direction. So basically you can work with someone who's your own GPS that's going to take you down the road you need to go and allow you to get to your destination the quickest, the smoothest, and with the least amount of traffic. So that's why working with a coach is super important. I've had a coach for over the last 20 years. I still have a coach today. It's probably one of the most valuable things in my life that has helped me excel my business and my life year in and year out. So I want to say a big thank you to my sponsors here on the Big D podcast. Get What Bam. Get What Bam. We have a ton of their products here. We have a bunch here on the table. We got their air freshener. We have their Vivid interior cleaner. There's tons of stuff. Slick, Whiplash, Shine, all different products. Check out Get What Bam. Incredible people. Amazing stuff. We'll be collaborating with them in 2026, going to some car shows with some of the vehicles that we have, and just really getting ourselves out there with them. And check out getwhatbam.com. Use code BIGD10 to get a discount. Guys, I guarantee you use their product. There's no other product in the market. I personally will guarantee that if you buy their product and you don't think that it's worked better than anything else you've tried, I'll personally give you your money back on top of the discount you're getting. I'll pay you back full price. Okay, I believe in their product so much, I am willing to endorse them. It's the only product I use, and they are an incredible company with an incredible product that goes out there and serves the market in an incredible way. Also, Life Out There Apparel. Mark, I'm wearing one of his shirts right here. Mark's been a sponsor since the beginning. Every piece of merch has a story behind it. Incredible human. Has an amazing drive for what he's doing and what he's bringing to the marketplace. His passion and purpose is huge. His heart is huge. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to connect with Mark, promote Mark, and allow myself and Mark to be something and show something, because the impact that he's making is huge. And I want every single person I can help Mark touch be able to understand what his mission is. So go check out lifeoutthereapparel.com. Use code BIGD10 for a discount, and support Mark, small business, and show him some love, and just let him know Big D sent you. Also, Proud Father Apparel. I love these guys as well. ProudFatherApparel.com. These guys are, for hardworking dads who still show up for their family, still show up for their kids, and do what they got to do. They don't make any excuses. Incredible humans. What they're doing and bringing to the marketplace is huge. Most dads don't realize what it is to be a dad. They work hard, but they miss the part of why they're working hard. These guys really bring the message back to the market. So go to proudfatherapparel.com and use code BIGD15 for a discount. Also, guys, sometime in 2026, early 2026, we're going to be launching Never Broken Apparel. Never Broken Apparel is going going to be my brand, and it's going to be the brand that talks about my story and everything. Never Broken. I have a book that's going to be following it, so make sure you keep a lookout for Never Broken Apparel. We just started an Instagram page. You'll see it tagged on my Instagram, and we're really looking to get the blue collar message out there to anyone who's working hard, anyone who can do it and never gives up. No matter what life throws at you, you're never broken. Also, Ability Tree, you saw the message here throughout this episode. Support Ability Tree, abilitytree.org. These guys are super close to my heart. Everything they do, both of my podcasts, we're big supporters of them. If you were ever a guest on my podcast, you're donating to Ability Tree. If you've ever seen any events I've done, we donate to Ability Tree. Ability Tree is someone, Pastor Joe, who's created a mission with his wife because of their son Micah and what they've been able to do and help impact other families that have been impacted by disability is something that's super close to my heart, and we're looking to be their biggest donor by the time I pass. Also, check me out on Instagram, guys. Big Dan Official on Instagram. And guys, here, wealth, freedom, relentless execution. That's what this is all about. This is where our future is. 2026 is right here, right around the corner. And we're about to go out there and change lives and do big things, and make sure you're a part of it. Make sure you're getting in the right room. Make sure you're putting yourself around the right people. This is the Big D Podcast, and I'll see you soon.
Yo, Big D in the house, baby. Relentless execution, you already know. This is for the dream chasers, the grinders, the doers. Let's get it. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up, now they all know the name. Big D. Started from the bottom, had a vision so clear. Building empires from the sweat and the tears. Serial entrepreneur, that's the brand I wear. In the game for the long haul, I'm always prepared. From the business to the podcast, always making moves. Every step calculated, never losing the groove. Study the greats, now I'm making my own rules. Success in my blood, ain't no way I'll lose. I got systems, got strategies, laid out the plan. Built a dynamic lifestyle, that's the Big D brand. Raised a family on vision, now I take a stand. Roadmap to success, it's in the palm of my hand. We're relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground